Everybody, so this is our astrology weather forecast for the 18th of November 2024. Can you not feel that shift in the air? Pluto is at the very last degrees, the very last seconds of Capricorn, and moves into Aquarius tomorrow. There's so many of us that have been waiting for this, especially any of us that have planets at the anaretic degree, the last degree of any sign. This is the endpoint for the massive amount of change, payback, karma, cycles that we've been purging and bringing to an end, and it is the dawning of a new day. I'll be talking more about Pluto moving out of Capricorn for the rest of my life, so stay tuned. We have the moon at the last degrees of Gemini today. We have a semi-square between Mars and Jupiter and an opposition between Mercury and Jupiter. Those are the exact aspects that we're dealing with. It's really the opposition between Mercury to Jupiter that we have to watch out for. And we have Mars pumping things up, pumping up the volume when it comes to our idea of what we can do and the kind of energy that we have at our disposal. There is an overestimation of abilities, projecting out into the future in a way where we don't allow for what could go wrong. We're more focused on what only could go right, and that's a great attitude to take to get things up and running and get us off the ground. But it doesn't keep us acting within any kind of parameter. There's no restraint that can help us to ground things and to approach ideas about possibilities with practicality, with the idea that, if it's going to work, it might actually take something out of us. We're probably going to have to knuckle down here in some ways that may not be exciting, but they're necessary. We don't have a Saturn aspect that is tethered to this. So be careful when it comes to the ideas, the plans that we arrive at that, absolutely make us feel good. They uplift us. We approach them with enthusiasm, but yet we may not have enough energy, resources, time, experience to finish what it is that we start. And if we already struggle with impulsiveness, if you've got a lot of air, a lot of fire in your chart, not many grounding things, then we could really run with this and burn out pretty quickly. So be careful when it comes to your ideas of what you can do. You're not going to be able to survive a jump off a building, okay? So don't attempt such things. So I think we all need to contemplate with Pluto at these very last seconds in Capricorn. We need to contemplate, how do we want to take better responsibility for our life by really examining what we've been unconsciously loyal to. What have we been committed to when it comes to the kinds of cyclical karma we've been getting ourselves into? How are we going to take back control of our lives and of our own destiny by realizing that if we want something different, we have to change. We can't count on others to do what it is that we ourselves need to do in our own life in order to see a different result. So we can't point our finger at anything outside of ourselves if we want to advance. We can't wait for others to change. Whoever you aren't resonating with, they just don't get to come with you. They don't get to be around you. If they're making choices that are not uplifting and they're not resonating with you, you vote with your feet and let the chips fall where they may. There's a great divide going on when it comes to those who are living out old paradigms and are loyal to old systems, and those who have taken control of themselves and of their own life and of their own future. So it's evident who is emotionally matured, who got the memo of Pluto and Capricorn, and who didn't. It's very evident by the choices they made based on who they've chosen to be with, who they voted for, where their loyalties lie. Capricorn is long-standing institutions. We need to look at the kinds of personal institutions that we haven't examined before and see if that still works for us, if we're ready not just for external changes but internal changes, so we can arrive at the place of our choosing. We don't go round and round and arrive back at the karmic train station over and over again. We finally get what's good for us.